back to West Ham News Official. Well, I did say I was going to do a live show, but unfortunately there's things coming up at 8 o'clock and I'm going to be busy. Richard wasn't able to watch the game, so we can't really, and I only listened to half of it. So there's not much I can really talk about the game, but let's quickly talk about transfers and who we brought in. Now, bear with me because I probably forget prices and names and stuff because I'm good at doing that. So, I know Agard came in, and I think he cost around 35 million. Now, it's such a shame to see that he's not playing at the moment. He's injured, with after the knock from Rangers. But I did look on his profile yesterday, or was it earlier today? I can't remember, but I know he was having his surgery on the 26th of July, which was almost 6 weeks ago, or it might even be that now. It might be 5 weeks, but there you go. So if he is out for up to 8 weeks, then surely that means that he's only out for a couple more weeks before he'll be back slowly introduced into training, and hopefully a couple more weeks after that. But he'll be back in the team. So I know it's not ideal and it's disappointing. But yeah, so Agard, let's hope he can come, and when he comes back we can be more solid in defence. I know Ogbonna's back now. Dawson didn't leave but in the transfer window, but he's not fully fit yet. Zuma looked really good today, which I heard of listening to the radio. And I think once Agard comes back he's going to be a real touch for us. Let's hope so anyway, because we need it and we need more attack. Going on to that, so we'll go on to Flynn Downs. Flynn Downs coming from Swansea. He hasn't been played enough and introduced enough into the team, so that's very disappointing. It's very disappointing in a sense. We haven't really got to see him, especially as he was rated second. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Second best height rated in the top 4 leagues in English football. He had the best passing rate. I believe it was 94 or 93%. Again, quote me if I'm ever wrong on any of this. So I can't really say much about him other than his passing stats, and that was last season, not this season. And that was in the Championship, not the Premier League, obviously. So we're going to have to wait and see till he's played a bit more, and I'm sure we'll see more of him as the Cups come on, i.e. the League Cup and the FA Cup, but that's going to be a little while yet. Like November the 8th, I believe, is when we play in the League Cup, which is a couple of months away yet. And then obviously the FA Cup's not till New Year. Let's go on to the next one. Now, you got to bear with me. We re-signed Areola, which was, I think it was 7.5 million or something around that, which is an astonishingly cheap price when you think about what he gave to us last season. Top keeper, and a player that I thought was going to be our number one keeper this season. But yet, David Moyes is sticking with Fabianski, which I understand in a sense because Fabianski is the more experienced in the Premier League, but I do think Fabianski is not as fast as Areola. He's a bit older than Areola, and with that, I feel like Areola should be our number one. Now, I think he's a brilliant signing. You can't forget that he was part of the French team when we won the FA Cup. I said that wrong. When they won the World Cup, excuse me for that. So, yeah, he's got some great experience. We believe that's 3 I've done so far. So, I'm just thinking of who else we signed. Sorry. Bear with me. Skamaka, our striker. I was thinking about him, but I was trying to think if we signed anyone else before him. So Skamaka, we signed him for around 35 million, probably just less, but around that mark. And I really rate him as a top striker. He's already scored a couple of goals in the Europa Conference League playoffs against Freiburg, and that was great. But to see he's been out the last 2 games with illness is a real disappointment. I feel like he could have really done something, not just against Villa because we did win, yeah, but I think he wouldn't have been so much of a daunting game. We could have done a lot more and got a lot more goals out of it with him in it. And today against Chelsea, if we had him as an option even off the bench, I feel like we could have at least got a draw out of Chelsea instead of a loss, which is a shame. So yes, I'm pleased with him, and it's about time we brought in a striker. I'm going to quickly jump onto Emerson, the left back from Chelsea, who's won, I think it's 2 Premier Leagues, 2 FA Cups and a Champions League with Chelsea in the 7 years he was there. Again, quote me if I'm wrong. But yes, a fantastic experienced player and someone that Chelsea didn't play enough and definitely was underrated with. And it's such a shame because I think he's a fantastic, by what I've seen of him so far, even on highlights, he's done wonders for us and he is a real great left back and someone we've been all going on about. You know, we've needed a left back and that's there's definitely someone we needed, and I think he'll have great potential for us. And I know that's a big influence on Lucas Paqueta coming in, and we'll quickly talk about Emerson and him, where Emerson was the one that phoned Lucas Paqueta, where they both played at Lyon last season together when he was on loan from Chelsea at Lyon, and encouraged him to come and join West Ham, and I don't know if he would have joined without that. And yes, he's only just come in the last few days, and it's exciting. But you got to also give these players time to get used to being in the team. Develop into the Premier League is totally a different style than when he was in the Italian league or the French league, and now he's in the fastest, most physical sort of league, which is the Premier League. So I would give him time. He certainly looks like he's got the knack with him that he's brought from Lyon. He looks like he's brought his knack with him from Lyon to here, which I've seen of him briefly. And yeah, it's exciting. I'm pleased with him. Nice to know we broke our transfer record and brought in a quality signing, someone that's got around the 20, I think it's 20 caps for Brazil, and that's exciting too. So now we're going to switch over to Cornet. Cornet was fantastic. I believe he got around, or you're going to have to quote me wrong maybe, was it 9 goals and 6 assists for Burnley last season? And yeah, they got relegated, and I'm kind of glad they did because, no offence to Burnley, but if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have got the release clause of 17.5 million for him. I'm sure they would have been asking between the 30 to 35 million mark. So they saved us some money there. And yes, another player I am very pleased to have, but someone else I believe that has not had enough game time. He is shown against Freiburg when he set up Skamaka what sort of play he can do down the wing. And I think with that, he definitely needs to be starting more. Yes, Ben Rama's been great. We've got Fornals and we've got Bowen. But you're bringing these players in and you're spending this sort of money. Remember, we're talking millions, not pounds, not hundreds. These players are millions and millions, and West Ham spent around 180 million or just more. I think it was around that mark. But yeah, so you've got to think, if you're bringing these sort of players in and you're trying to improve the squad, why are they not being played as much? Are they not fully settled in yet? No, I think that's wrong. I think they are. But I just think he hasn't been given enough game time on my personal level, and I'm just trying to think who else we've signed and I haven't missed. I'm sure there's one more. Kershaw, or German centre-back, I can't pronounce his name. But yeah, he's already scored an own goal for us, give away a penalty. But looks like he's got a lot of potential with a lot of German international caps and experience. The German coach, I cannot remember his name off the top of my head, but I know that Kershaw has always been the first player that he's called up. And we know Germany are no mugs. They've always been a good team and a hard team to play against. And one of the best teams in countries in Europe, if not the world. So to have a German centre-back international I'm not too sure on his age. I believe he's in his 24, 26. I may be wrong. But I think he has a lot of potential too. I think he's great to be brought in another centre-back due to Agard's injury. So we've spoke about Agard, Emerson, Ariola, Skamaka, Downs, Picata, Cornet and Kershaw. So they're the 8 players. I believe I've spoke about all 8 of them. Please quote me if I'm wrong and I've missed anyone out. But yes, I really think that we've done some fantastic signings. It's got to be the best transfer window West Ham have ever had, and I'm sure we could have done with 1 or 2 more people. I would have liked to see Gallagher come from Chelsea, and possibly another striker on loan like Broja. Would have been great to see the Chelsea pair come to West Ham and give us that extra force, especially up to recent where Skamaka's been out with illness, not injury. And yeah, I really think that would have helped us. But yeah, guys, that's it. I've pretty much give you a little insight of what I thought about the transfers and everything. I'm sorry if it wasn't enough detail for you, or I've missed anyone out or missed anything out. And I'm sorry that the live show didn't go ahead. I mean, this is probably all we would have spoke about on the live show anyway, what I've said now. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to say, come on you Irons. And look forward to the Europa Conference League on Thursday and hope we can show them what we're about. I can't see us doing too bad and we've got great potential to win that. And then obviously on the weekend, we've got Newcastle at home. And Newcastle have got that new signing, is it? Will pronounce me again if I'm wrong, I forget names really bad. Yeah, he looks like a powerhouse and he's kind of worrying. I always worry about St. Maximin because I've watched him in real life a couple of times playing against Newcastle and he's world class and he should be a better team than Newcastle. No offence to Newcastle, I know they're developing, but I could always see him being a Chelsea, Man City sort of player. Even Barcelona, Real Madrid in their prime, best. And it would be a player that if I was the manager, I would have definitely been trying to buy St. Maximin at West Ham. Yeah, so guys, game on Thursday and game on the weekend, I believe will be Sunday, not Saturday, because Saturday is too close. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Put your comments in. Don't forget that we got a YouTube channel now, a TikTok channel, and slowly progressing towards maybe another channel on social media. But that all goes down to getting a certain amount of followers on YouTube. So please guys, I know there's not been many videos posted on YouTube recently, but definitely would be helpful if you could give us a subscribe. I know there's plenty of you on the group, over 5,000 now, so would definitely help if at least a couple more would go and look at that and subscribe. Same name, West Ham News Official. And we even got the channel in the featured on the group Facebook here. So yeah, don't forget that guys. And and let's hope for better results upcoming and we'll see new players getting more involved too. Come on West Ham.